Hey, what's going on? Here at the lovely Levi Stadium. As you can see in the background, I'm actually here at the Santa Clara Convention Center for a job fair. And I figured it'd be a great time to talk about how prepared I am for a job leaving the boot camp. Here we are about 4 days after the boot camp, and figured I'd talk to you guys today about my experiences and what I think I'm lacking, etc., etc. So at this job fair, they're looking for a lot of senior level, and I think this is very common throughout Silicon Valley and the tech scene. Senior level is very, very, very open right now. If you have any experience, you can make a lot of money. There are very few junior level jobs available. It seems like you just need to find them, and it takes a little bit of a hunt. However, they're out there. So what I've experienced thus far is that I've gotten turned down quite a bit by jobs looking for someone with more experience. And I think that comes from lacking a CS degree. I don't think some people really respect the boot camps in the sense that we do have a lot of experience making projects and the fact that we're open to learn. However, that's a conversation for another day. So it is kind of disheartening seeing all these senior level positions, and specifically today, they were looking for a lot of senior level, maybe 4 to 5 years experience. They didn't really have any junior roles. They were also looking for Java and C++, which is something that we don't cover in the boot camp. With that said, I'd like to talk on what has been successful and what has been working. The fact is that if someone looks at my resume and sees that I do have experience in all these languages, then they do give me a chance. And I have been receiving actually a good amount of callbacks. And at this point, I feel like I have a good amount of conversation flow with a few companies, and I think it's gonna lead to a job. So here I am, like I said, 4 days out from the boot camp, and I'm already feeling confident that I'll land a job. What I feel like I'm missing right now is just experience on a resume from a professional standpoint, which is totally fine. This is kind of like any industry. And I think the uncertainty that I feel right now is totally related to that feeling of uncertainty that I wouldn't be able to get a job, or I'm not proven enough, or I don't have the skills necessary, which is totally untrue. It's kind of like, imagine when you were first out of college, that first sales role, that first marketing role, you probably felt like you didn't have the necessary experience, but then after a few months you realize, wow, I can totally kick ass at this job and do it, and you end up doing awesome and moving on from there. So that's gonna be the same thing with this. I keep getting told all this, I need more experience, you don't have a CS degree, et cetera, et cetera. However, all it's gonna take is one person to take a chance on me, and 2 or 3 years down the road, I will be a senior level and essentially get any job I want. But anyway, so back to getting feedback. So from the companies that I hear from, I've noticed that since I'm going more of a front-end type role, that the background in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, jQuery seems to be very common. So if you're looking to go the front-end route, having those in jQuery, we actually touched on Angular just a little bit. I'm not too comfortable with it, but there are a lot of people looking for Angular. And then they also have been noticing Node as well, and that's something we do quite often in the boot camp, and something that I've built 2 projects with. So I definitely have experience, and that seems to be like a little shining light on a resume. So that's awesome. What I'm looking to do moving forward is keep applying. That's kind of been my MO so far. Apply to a lot of jobs, go to these job fairs, get a lot of rejections, but that's life. And kind of similar to maybe dating or finding a job, very similar. You just got to put yourself out there, and you know what, you're gonna fail. You're gonna find failure. However, the success comes from learning from what you've done, learning from past experience, figure out where you made mistakes, and then correcting them. So that's kind of what I'm facing right now. There's been a couple interviews that there are a few questions that I didn't answer correctly, and I knew at the time, and I honestly didn't know the answer to them. However, sure enough, within a few days, within my reading material that I'm doing daily, and as well as a few research hours spent on JavaScript, etc., I actually found the answer. So that's just part of the process. That is failing, marking down where you went wrong, and figuring it out on your own. So that's kind of the pain period, as I like to call it, going through that maybe a couple month stretch where you're teaching yourself a few things that you failed at, which can kind of suck in the moment. But 2 or 3 years down the road, I'm making a lot of money in the industry. I'm gonna look back and be very thankful for this moment. So thus far, the job hunt has been a very aggressive one on my part. I'm very interested in getting a job, as is, I believe, anyone outside of the boot camp. So all I've been doing is applying through every outlet. That is online, LinkedIn, through emails, on LinkedIn emails, and also going to these job fairs. I mean, come on, you can see Levi Stadium in the background. It's about 72 degrees, 70 degrees today. Clear skies, sunny, light breeze. For all my people out there not in the Bay Area, I'd like to apologize for rubbing it in your face. But it is amazing out here. I'm actually gonna go stop by Apple and check out all of Silicon Valley today. It's beautiful. And I think my one word of advice for those leaving the boot camp is to apply, apply, apply. There is nothing wrong with applying to a job, them reaching out, you having a phone interview and you saying, you know what, I'm not interested, I don't think it'd work for me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I think there is some fear there in not applying because you don't want to turn someone down or you don't want to waste someone's time. Well, employers are looking for jobs, they're looking for people to fill the jobs, and if you end up turning them down, so what? So my MO, apply, 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 you get that experience, and maybe a month down the road when your dream job does become available, they'll ask you questions that you've already heard before, and you'll be able to excel at that and answer them correctly this time. Or if you're one of the very few who answer correctly the first interview you have and you get the first job you get, then lucky you. But anyway, I hope to continue on this path of finding a job and looking for the best one for me, the best fit, and I'll definitely keep you updated, and I hope this helps. Any questions or concerns, leave a comment, and I'll be glad to help you out. Thanks so much.